Hi, this is Lindsay. I'm the Learning Content Manager for Because Learning. I'm here to introduce you to our 4th grade physical science unit. Let's get started. All of our units at Because Learning come aligned with NGS standards. The 4th grade physical science unit is aligned with the following physical science 4th grade NGS standards. The NGS standards can be found at the bottom of each experiment by clicking on the experiment guide. The experiment guide contains information such as grade level, recommended group size, recommended pacing, content area, and the vocabulary. The bottom of each experiment guide contains the NGS standards that are aligned to that experiment. In sunglasses experiment, students use the luminosity and UV sensors to take data. The students then interpret the data to determine which pair of sunglasses blocks the most visible light as well as the most UV rays. The experiment titled Dancing Slime is a different experiment than any of the others in the unit because it works best as a classroom demonstration. Students create a non-Newtonian fluid using cornstarch and water. Then the students test the effects of sound on the non-Newtonian fluid by placing it in plastic wrap in a speaker and playing a 40 Hz tone. In the experiment titled Tea Time, the students will use the luminosity sensor and a cup of tea. They will use the data to interpret the effects of diffusion on luminosity. In the experiment titled Will It Conduct, the students will build a circuit using the breadboard and the Arduino, and then they will gather things from around the classroom and test them to see if they conduct electricity. In How Steady Are Your Hands, the students will build a game using the Arduino and a breadboard that uses the basic concepts of a circuit to test the steadiness of your hands. In Speedometer, the students will construct a device using the magnetometer and a luminosity sensor that can measure speed. In the Sunscreen Science experiment, students use the UV sensor to determine which sunscreens are most effective at blocking UV rays. That gives you a brief introduction to our 4th grade physical science unit. It's recommended that before you teach a lesson with your class, you go through the lesson as if you were a student. Build the circuit, collect the data, and answer the questions. That way you'll be able to anticipate where your students may need some extra assistance throughout the lesson. Have fun exploring!